Okay, I'm at one of my favorite coffee shops to get real cheap fresh brewed coffee. And today's video is on where are the cool places to live in the Philippines. Where are the cool places to live in the Philippines? Get it right? How much?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 1.
2,
Okay, 1.
2, 3.
Go. Okay.
All right.
Again. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Thank you.
Is that right amount or am I wrong?
Yeah.
All right. So, I've been to a couple of the cooler places here. One of them is number one is Baguio. It's the coolest place in the Philippines because it's like 4,000 or 5,000 feet tall, almost a mile tall. Denver, Colorado is about a mile-high city too. But so the benefits of Baguio is it's cool weather at night. It can get down into the 50s at some point in certain parts of the year. And in the day, it can be in the 70s, right? So it can get a little sweaty, but usually there's a breeze when I'm there, and even in the Grab cars, you can like put the window down and just feel a nice breeze and get refreshed. I get so refreshed there. There's pine trees in the John Hay area. You can take long walks in the woods. One time I took a walk, I just turned around, I couldn't find the end, and I asked people where the end was. They said a couple kilometers down. I'm like, I can't do that. So I turned around and went a kilometer and a half back. Yellow trail, whatever trail. And so Baguio is the number one spot for cool weather. Nothing beats it in the Philippines. But it is somewhat difficult to get there. There is an airport there. I don't think it's active, and if it is, I'm not sure even how to book flights. But the closest airport would be Clark International, which is a great airport. It's in a big area, and there's nothing much around it necessarily, so it's pretty widespread. I've flown out of Clark to go to Palawan because the prices are cheaper from Clark to Palawan. So I like flying out of Clark if I'm in the area. And it's in the Luzon province, right? Manila and Palawan, all the way up to Baguio, and north of Baguio is considered Luzon, the biggest area in the Philippines, so to speak, biggest of three regions, the northern region. So Baguio is hands down the best place. There are some good hospitals there, they say, a couple of good ones, maybe 4 total. There's 2 to 3 or more universities there. It's a very young area too for young people. It's different. The people there are a little different than other places in the Philippines. They have their own differences. The way they look, the way they talk, their home dialect and things like that. So, but if you want to get closer to some of the best hospitals in the Philippines, you got to get near Manila, and the coolest place near Manila, second, is Tagaytay. I'm probably not even saying it right, Tagaytay. And so it gets cool there, but not quite as cool as Baguio. Maybe 10 degrees Fahrenheit hotter or warmer, but still cool in the 70s. I'm not sure if it gets into the 60s at night there, but it cannot touch Baguio because it's only like 2,000 feet high. All right, Baguio's 4,000 to 5,000 feet. That's a big difference. And it's in Baguio, it's more of a pine tree camp, not camping, but outside hiker. Not that it's hiking. It's rugged, it's mountainous, it's up and down. It's more that kind of a beauty and loveliness and challenge at the same time because there's a lot of hills. All right, but Tagaytay, is a place that's close to some really good hospitals in Manila, 1 to 2 hours away, 1.5 hours. There's world-renowned hospital in Manila. I think it's St. Luke's, and there's another one there in Makati. A different hospital. These are outstanding hospitals that have the latest technology and everything else. They're more expensive, but if you need to be near a place with the best that you believe is the best healthcare, it's probably Tagaytay, the coolest place near the best so-called healthcare. So from Baguio to get to Manila, you're going to have a 4-hour bus ride or a drive in a car. 4-hour drive when you're doing a direct route. So you to get to those hospitals from Manila to Baguio, you got to travel about 4 hours at least, give or take. And then, so there are other places that are more refreshing in the morning that don't seem hot to me. I've been in them, and it's certain parts of Mindanao, not all of it, because certain parts are like a sauna. Even in the morning, you feel sweat, like at 7 a.m. and into the night, so it doesn't really cool off. There are places like that. Palawan is that kind of a place. I'm not talking the mountains of Palawan. There are mountains, but I think it's more for hiking. I'm not sure anybody lives there, but it's more for hiking. And again, it's only certain height. It is nowhere near the height of 4,000 or 5,000 feet of Baguio. So it's, even though there are some cool mountainous areas in Palawan, which is a great place to go for boat tours to the outer islands of Palawan. It's fantastic. That's why you go there. You go there to take the boat tours. It's a very lovely thing to do. It's beautiful, awesome. And but in the mornings, like in Coron, it's sweating. You know, a Filipino woman's walking up the street, and I'm outside at my coffee place on the main drag in Coron, Palawan, the island of Coron in the Palawan chain. And she just says out loud, "Oh, it's hot." And when a Filipino woman or man says it's hot, they mean it's hot. So it's like 7 a.m. And, you know, a lot of the restaurants there in that cafe had no aircon. It's just a big open door area, and you go sit outside, and, you know, they're used to sweating. But it's all sweat and sunburn in Palawan and El Nido and in Coron. Morning and night, okay, through the day. Although there's some relief in the higher regions there. But I'm talking about places to live and enjoy your life and being close to some what we would consider adequate health care when we have an emergency, right? That would be Baguio. There's pretty good hospitals there. But the best are in near Manila and Makati. They say, the people that rate it professionally, not us YouTubers, we don't know a thing. And so Tagaytay would be my second spot if I felt like I needed to be closer to better, what I would hope would be better healthcare that might save my life or provide, the best that I need. So first I'd live in Baguio area or outside in La Trinidad or even outside that, just because it's hilly and cold, and I love the camping lifestyle, so to speak. And I'm not saying people camp there. People camp north of Gensan near the mountains there, near my place in Malandag. They go camping north of here. So there are camping places in the Philippines, but you know, I don't want to camp where it's all sweat and things like that. I can't do that in humidity. I need a place that's cooled down. And that's the cool places. You know, the second place I'd want to live is Tagaytay. But it's more of a resort area and high class restaurants, which is a great experience. But you know, Baguio is more of what I would call not like Tagaytay in that regard. The third place that I would consider moving and living, which is a little more remote, it's on the big landmass of Mindanao, and I've stayed in Mindanao in different places, and where I'm at now in Gensan is in Mindanao. It's the southern part. It's the tuna capital of the Philippines. There's a port here, a bay and a port, and even Cargill has a business right on the port there. I think it's something to do with coconut shells or some coconut something. But they bring the tuna in there. I saw them bring the tuna off the boats, the big ships, and just, you know, lift them in cranes and stuff, and put them in this place and that place. So it's definitely a place to go for tuna. But that's Mindanao, so that's the southern part, right? And a southern tip. But in the more northern region, near Cagayan de Oro is like 2.5 hours away from a place called Bukindon, and it's cool there. I'm not sure the elevation there, but it's a temperature that may beat Tagaytay. It's below. It would be Baguio's the best. Maybe Bukindon's the second best, coolest place, and the third best is Tagaytay, perhaps in that order. And I would consider living in Bukindon, but it's, you know, not very many people. The most people are going to be in Tagaytay, Manila area. The second most is going to be in Baguio, and it does get busy there in the city, especially on the weekends. And but the most remote of the coolest places is Bukindon, and that doesn't faze me. I wouldn't mind living there. You know, I've got certain health concerns, but that's just me. That's just how I live. And so, but Bukindon is a cool place, and I think the population, I looked it up today, it might be, is it a little over 100,000 in that region with 40 or more barangays? I can't remember. But it's not a very big area, really. And there's not a lot of people. Like Gensan might have 700,000 people. I'm not sure. It's an area that I like because it's more manageable. It's not so big. It's not so overwhelming. You know, Baguio, I'm not sure the population there, but there's only so many people can fit in that mountain area. But, you know, so Bukindon is another consideration. You might want to visit all three, see what you like, see what the costs are like. Sure, in Tagaytay, it's going to be the most costly, in my opinion. The second most costly is going to be Baguio in that city. I'm talking the city. If you go outside of those in the smaller barangays, you're going to find a better deal. No doubt about it. Like, I live here and I have a very, very good deal on my living arrangements. Very clean, very cool, but it's extremely budget friendly for me here in this small barangay. Right? You might be able to find that in those regions if you go out a little bit from Baguio, out a little bit from Tagaytay. Not so sure about Tagaytay because it's so close to Manila. There are so many people near that area. And it's a little south of Manila, right? And there's a volcano in Tagaytay that's an active volcano. They call it a small volcano. There's a lake there. So there is an active volcano, right? But those are the three areas you're going to find the coolest places to live. And if you want to check them out, you can spend a couple weeks in every place, 10 days, 5 days. You know, you can fly into Cagayan de Oro and go south in a car or a van or a bus to Bukindon. And the way to get to Baguio is fly into Manila and get a bus out of Terminal 1. They're very good. It's like 600 pesos, air conditioned. You can get a sleeper bus. They're excellent. They could do well in any culture. They're excellent buses. If you get a direct nonstop route, do not get a route out of Manila Airport that stops everywhere to get to Baguio. It'll take twice as long. You're not going to like it. Get the direct route to Baguio on a luxury bus. Genesis has a couple luxury models, like it's called. I forget all the names of the buses, but you want to make sure if you're going to go to Baguio and you're going to take a bus, or you want to get a luxury bus that's, and they're usually all air conditioned, but you want the ones with the wide seats. You don't want the basic bus. And I wouldn't go with the sleeper car. I'm a big guy. I don't like to lay down in a bus and pull the curtains. I like to see where I'm going. I like to look out the window. I don't want to lay down. But the buses are good. I've taken them several times. And like I said, they're only like 600 pesos, which is what, 10, 15 bucks? Something like that, American dollars. And, you know, I think the way to get to Bukindon is fly into Cagayan de Oro in the Mindanao region and then get transportation to Bukindon and spend your time there. Tagaytay, you know, you're in Manila, you get a bus or a car or a Grab to go to Tagaytay. All right, I would do all three. To me, it's not that much money. If I got a taxi instead of a Grab, I would negotiate the price first up front to make sure the price isn't going to be doubled or tripled or quadrupled, because they do try to make money off you, but the Grabs don't. The Grabs are agreed upon price before they even come. You can check the price and they'll stick to that price unless there's some strange anomaly, like you're stopped somewhere for 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 15, like you want them to stop to get a burger or something. Well, that you should pay more. So I would use Grab, or you can rent a private van. It's all up to you. You can do pretty much whatever you want. But those are the three coolest regions, and Baguio by far is the coolest because it's the highest by several thousand feet. And Tagaytay would be my second pick because I'd like to be near that. Will I like a remote Bukindon? I'm not sure. I'm going to schedule a trip there, and I'll probably do a report on it. Will I like it? Yeah, because I love camping. I like cooler weather. I like a mountainous environment. Baguio has pine trees. That reminds me of North Carolina or my home state, Pennsylvania. Pine needles, pine trees. I love that. And so if I can, I would live near Baguio in La Trinidad or out from there in a really cost-effective place with good air con. And I would rent, and maybe when I go to Bukindon, I'm going to love that the most, but it's going to be the most remote. Bukindon's going to be the most remote, but it could be the most pleasurable for me, So I got to do trade-offs if I want to move there, or if I want to move from this area. I do like the barangay I'm in. I love to be a part. I'm very proud to be a part of this community here. I really like it here. So if I ever leave here, I'm going to miss it. But I do tend to prefer the cooler climates. Why? I feel so refreshed when I'm there. It's just the weather refreshes me. It reminds me at the best temperatures at those places. It's like the fall in Pennsylvania. It's like the fall. It's nice. And, Filipinos think it's freezing there. And I tell them, you don't know what freezing means. It's cooler there. It's not even cold. They say it's cold and freezing. No, it isn't. It's cooler. But I think you foreigners would know what I mean. So I hope that helps. I want to thank you for watching and listening. Let me know what you think. And I want to, keep exploring these places that are cool to see how fitting they are to live there. Thanks, and thanks for watching.